Hi, Jim here, and you're listening to the Honest Filmmaker podcast. Career advice from people in the business. This week, I'm speaking to actor and director Dzifa Mallet. Dzifa decided he wanted to move into acting, so made a short film and then later decided to make it into his first feature film, The Remedy for a Broken Heart. I spoke to Dzifa about what it was like working on his debut feature, especially as someone who didn't have much experience behind the camera, the strains and stresses of directing yourself, as well as producing an entire production on a shoestring. We also talked about sales and distribution, how he ended up working with indie rights, and also how he ended up promoting the film with a $0 marketing budget. Enjoy. Okay, so I start where I start with most people. Tell me about your route into filmmaking.
Whew. Okay, so I started acting in 2020. I graduated college and I got a degree in kinesiology. I could go and coach and teach physical education. And I was like, you know what? I'll always have a job doing this. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go 100% towards this acting stuff. I always wanted to do it when I was younger, but never had the money for the classes and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm gonna just give it a shot because I do not want to live with regret. So I just joined a whole bunch of Facebook acting groups, did a lot of research on YouTube, and I just started there. And then fast forward to 2022, I would always get like ideas in my head, so I put them in my notes app. And I started off with this idea film about a homeless man. And I ended up making a short film called The Giver that's on YouTube. I wasn't supposed to write or direct that project. I had found this lady that was a director and writer because I didn't know nothing about directing and writing. And she gave me a price, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna save up for that. But it started taking me too long to save up to get to her price. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just write it and direct it myself. And that's how we got the product, The Giver, that's on YouTube right now. And then based off of that reaction and everybody asking, oh, a part two, what happened to this and that and that? There was like, I want something longer because it's only 23 minutes. That's how I came and I developed The Remedy for a Broken Heart. So I remade that short film into a full feature film, a more developed product. And yeah, that's pretty much how it started.
Right, and so give us, what's the pitch for your movie? Give me the plot.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how to give it without giving the film away. Uh Basically, a homeless man and a waitress build a bond for each other, and the waitress's sister, who's sick, doesn't approve of the relationship because of her past relationship and what she's dealt with men. And basically, everybody finds out what um what it means, to give, what it looks like when somebody doesn't have anything but they have the most to give. If
Hmm.
I'm trying to, my
Yeah.
mind is blanking a little bit, but yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. It's a nice pitch.
Yeah,
And
I'm
do
trying not
you?
to give too much away.
That's always a tough one. And where would you class it? So would you go drama? Would you go romantic drama? Where, what?
I think it's definitely more drama based. There is a little bit of romance in there too. I'll say
Mm,
it's mostly, I'll say about 70-30 drama romance, I would say,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. And do you jumping straight into this one? So I interviewed Justin Milton,
Mhm,
who's a black filmmaker,
mhm.
and he said the expectation from sales and distributors were black director, it's going to be a drug movie. It's going to be, do you know what I mean? It's going to be a gang movie, something like that. Have you ever experienced that assumption? And is it a unique thing for a romantic comedy?
Yeah, so I haven't experienced it. Like I haven't like experienced like, oh, oh, we want something like this. But like, you go on Tubi and you go to the, you know it- basically most Tubi films are pretty much the same. The drugs, the sex everywhere, the violence, and the trauma. You know,
Mm,
so I just wanted to make something different, to be honest. And it's you can make more money, doing that, just following. But I feel like I'm separating myself earlier, so it's gonna be harder it'll be harder for people to press play on my stuff. I don't have a gun on my poster. That's what
Yeah,
attracts people, when they click,
yeah,
oh, this looks good. Somebody holding a gun.
yeah,
Most of those, but that's something that they do to get people to click on their stuff because they're gonna make more money, and stuff like that. But me, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna separate myself. I just wanted to show black women in a better light. I was raised
mm,
by black women, so I'm not gonna have black women getting beat up, slapped, uh, sexually assaulted, depicted as strippers and dumb and just stuff like that. I wanted to uplift black women and black men also, and you can show conflict, but I want to show us overcoming that conflict. So I didn't
yeah,
want to get put in this box, especially on Tubi. So yeah,
yeah. And so you directed the film and wrote it.
yes, sir.
Yeah. What's that like? And something I'd struggle with, not being an actor, how do you know when you're any good? How can you separate yourself and go, oh, that one was good and that wasn't good?
As far as the film, or as far as like what I'm writing, like
I
scenes.
guess when you're actually on set, you're on location, you've done a scene,
Mhm.
do you just go, right, that felt good, or I'm sticking with that one, or do you know what I mean? How do you critique yourself?
Oh, I critique myself because I'm very hard on myself. Anybody that asks you that's been on myself, they know like I'm very hard on myself. I'm the most. I'm harder on myself than I am on anybody else, and because I expect the best from myself. It's just a feeling thing, man. Like, if I feel if I've seen better from other people, and I don't feel it in that moment, I'm just be like, all right, we'll just do another take. I won't say it because some people can't take, you know, criticism or a certain uh some people just can't take criticism even if it's positive. They feel like
Mm,
they'll feel offended a little bit. So I'll just be like, let's do another take. Let's try it like this. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like let's just try this way.
mm,
But it's just really a feeling thing. And then when I get that feeling, some people on set, I'll be like, God damn it, that's it.
mm,
That's one of my things. Like I'm like happy. I'm like, okay, cool, that's the take. So yeah, it's just really a feeling. And then as far as myself, like there's one scene in the film that I'm most proud of, like in my opinion, my best acting that I've ever done is one scene, and I was just really proud of myself like when I watched it like in the theaters and looking at it. And it's a lot of people, it got a lot of people, I got a lot of reactions from that specific scene because of my
mm,
performance in it. And it really wasn't a performance because I internalized and like it was the situation that was in the scene, and I had a real life situation going on. I just put them together and I just let my feelings flow on camera, and we got that out in one take. So
that must have been a good feeling.
yeah.
Um, and I agree with your point about sometimes with directing actors, you can over direct and you can over critique. And sometimes, if a scene doesn't work or the flow between the actors isn't quite working, it doesn't actually need any changes. It just needs to be done a couple more times, and something clicks, something magic happens, and it sort of just works.
Yes, sir.
Um, so going back to you've done your short film, you're now going in to do a feature film. How did you fund it?
So a lot of well, I saved a lot of money myself, and also I had help from my my late aunt now. She helped me fund the film. She believed in me so much. So that was pretty much it. It was my
Mhm.
savings, and I had some assistance from my aunt, who's
And
basically my mom.
right, right. And did you, when you'd finished the film, how did you approach your sales and distribution? Did you go to conventional distributors? Did you go straight to streamers? What was your plan there?
Yeah. So what I did a lot of research, man, because I'm new to all of this film stuff. Like I'm very new. So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of YouTube, like watching a lot of interviews on distributors. I joined some Facebook groups like, oh, protect yourself from predatory distributors and stuff like that. So I learned what's right and what sounds right and stuff like that. And then I landed on this distributor called Indie Rights. And I pretty much went to their site, checked everything out. After watching the interviews with the lady, she's the CEO, Linda Nelson. Um, I was just like, oh man, I feel comfortable with them. I would love to distribute with them. And then I sent the email, sent over my film and everything they asked for. and it just worked out. They were excited, to distribute my film, and I was excited too, So yeah, it was a lot of research, man.
Right. Well, I think you've done well there to avoid, because there are a lot of predators out there, and having uh, the one I've just done is my maybe seventh or eighth film, and
Mhm.
we've never had an easy ride with sales and distribution. Our latest film is with Indie Rights as well,
Oh,
and so far so good, positive experience. So you've lucked out there by landing on your feet with a good one straight away. How long's the film been out?
uh, it came out. It's crazy. It was the day of my aunt's funeral. It came. Had just got back. I checked my email, and it was August 30th. So it was pretty much. It's been 3 months now.
3 months.
A little over 3 months. Um. So yeah.
Mm. And did she get a chance to see the film before it was finished?
Yes, yes, yes. We had a premiere back in April.
Right.
April. She was very excited. She was in the film too. So I always, I had to put her in the film, and she was in my other short film too. So
Mm.
had a little cameo, have something we'll always have forever. So
Mm. Oh,
yeah.
that's lovely. And with the film coming out, how do you approach marketing? How do you approach promoting the film?
So I have a $0 marketing budget.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
know what that's like.
yeah, man. So all I did was I was just like Facebook heavy. Facebook had been my biggest blessing, joining all those Facebook groups and best, they have like best Tubi movies. We love Tubi. All of the groups where they watch Tubi movies and stuff like that. I got a lot of support from that. Um, I reached out to a lot of TikTok reviewers who review movies and stuff. I hit them up, and I got a few people. I had one TikTok that blew up about my movie. It had like 500 some thousand views, so that was good. Um, but what else? It did pretty decent on Instagram, but Facebook, I think
Mm.
Facebook, I got a lot of new fans on Facebook. So uh yeah. And right now I just got like another short trailer. I'm finna start. I say I got a little money saved, so I'm finna do some paid advertising on social media like Instagram and Facebook again, of course. Because I kind of know who my target audience is women 30 and up.
Right.
My biggest
Okay.
audience is women 30, like late 20s to the 30s on up. That's my biggest supporter. So yeah, I'm gonna
Mm.
make sure I keep doing what I can to keep them happy, man.
Keep marketing to them. And what was I going to ask you? So, looking back on it now, your film's out now. If you could go back in time and sort of give yourself some advice, what would you say to you just starting your project?
Oh man. I'm trying to think of where to start. I would say do better with having minimal locations. I had a bunch of locations. We've literally filmed in like 7, 8 cities. I had too many locations, which made me go over budget. You know what I'm saying? So I would say reducing the amount of locations that I have, or keeping them all like in within the same city, same area. That'll help me save some money. Communicating better. Um, I'm a first time filmmaker, and I'm also somebody that struggles asking for help. So that's another one right there, asking for help. And I'll do better with my communication, because I'm thinking about the film, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna feed everybody. So I forget to tell people, oh snap, oh I needed you on set today, or I needed this, or we're filming this scene, we switched this up. So I'll do better with my communication. And just having more hands on set, like taking more of a load off of me, so I can focus more on my performance, or focus more on other people's performance, and talking to my cinematographer and stuff like that. Just being able to think more clearly, and just being more of a director instead of being a, I don't know. Sometimes I felt like a babysitter that's babysitting 200 people sometimes, but yeah. So, um, yeah, for sure. I definitely go back and just like, hey, ask for help, Jifa. There's a
Mm.
lot of people that want to help you, So, and stop just trying to carry this super load. So, yeah, I would say those things for those three things for sure. Yeah.
And did you have a producer, or were you producing everything yourself?
Oh yeah, that was all me. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's
me.
tough. That is tough because
Yeah.
not only are you splitting yourself as a director, actor, having to
Mhm.
worry about all the machinery and, like you say, I couldn't do that. That would just completely ruin me. So yeah, get yourself a producer. That'd be my advice
Yeah.
for the next one. Um, and then I was going to ask you some of my fun questions, which would be: have you got a motto? Have you got a mantra, anything like that?
It's just really, hey, don't live with regret. That's just my thing. Is just go for it and don't live with regret. I don't
Mm.
want to live with regret at all. So if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go 100%. If I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna go 100% failing. I ain't going halfway. I just need to know. I just need to know. So hey, that's one of the worst things. So don't live with regret. I'll say that.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you'd like to hear from more industry professionals, how they got into the business and how you can do the same, or you just want to listen to some cool stories from movie sets around the world, then please do subscribe to the Honest Filmmaker podcast.